if people are being horrible to my team,
see you later.
You're gone. Like, I don't care how much money you're making us, you're gone.
When should people think about seeking management or receiving, I suppose, management? Because I just think this whole industry, there's so many misconceptions about management and what it means if you get it, and that means you've made it and all this kind of stuff. So let's debunk some of that. But yeah, what advice would you give to someone who's looking or thinking about it?
Yeah, I think that's what you said is the first thing. Like, I don't think it's an achievement. I think people need to stop putting such a big, like those like big announcement posts about people getting signed. I personally don't like, because I don't think it is an achievement. Like, it's great and it's like part of your team and you're building your team out, but it's not like a badge of honor that you've got a manager. Because trust me, there's some real shit managers out there. So like, you don't always want one.
This is very true.
And also sometimes you don't even need one. Like, so I think I wish people would stop making such a big deal about getting management, because then I think it would stop pushing people into getting management when they don't need it, or getting it too early or whatever.
But that's because of the misconceptions surrounding it.
Exactly. Because people think, I'm not making it if I haven't got a manager.
Yes. So when would you say is the right time for a creator to have management?
There's not like a right time in terms of like, you've been doing it for a year, or you've got X amount of followers, now it's time for you to get it. It's more so about like what your needs are and what you're potentially lacking. So I think if you've got to a point where you're getting crazy brand deals, you're having to do emails all the time, and you're spending more time doing your admin than you are creating, then it might be time for you to get a manager. If you feel like you're doing well, but like you've hit the ceiling essentially, and you need someone to be able to like get you past there and level up, then that might be time for you to get a manager. But yeah, it's not like there's definitely not a one size fits all approach to things. And actually there's people who are massive and don't have management, and actually have just asked their friend to help them with their emails. Do you know what I mean? There's different. I think
because for me personally, obviously I'm a creator, and for a long time, literally what you said, when people got signed, I thought, this is it. I won't feel like I've made it until I get signed. But then when I spoke to you, and obviously you spoke about like, do you need it? Is it overwhelming? X, Y, and Z. Do you need to? Then I looked at it a little bit differently. But it's hard when you see, as you said, people doing announcements. So you're thinking, well, I've been a creator for 4 years and no one's ever asked to manage me. So it's the whole industry, to be fair.
Do you know what? I remember you saying to me as well that you weren't sure. You just assumed that people would just come to you. Like you thought you'd have to wait around and be like, oh yeah, I thought someone's messaged.
I thought you just wait and someone says, can we manage you?
Yeah, but that's the thing. But I think, as I said to you, like, it's also the other way around, where like, if you want to be managed by someone, then reach out. What I would say is practice some level of discernment of like, what am I offering? Because I think that's one thing, and this is the issue that I think a lot of managers don't speak about, and you need to be real about it. Look, we're a business. So in terms of how most management agencies work, is that you take a percentage of whatever the creator earns, right? If the creator isn't earning anything, then you're not making anything. So as a creator, if you've never signed off a brand deal in your life, do you know what I mean? Like genuinely, like from a business perspective, and if you're a creator, you should start thinking like a business person, because if you want to make money out of it, it's a business. Does it make sense for you to sign to an agency who's then going to do a bunch of work for you for 20% of zero?
Yes.
No?
Very true.
Not saying that you have to have loads of brand deals under your belt to go and get a manager, but there is some level of reflection on, okay, cool, what am I offering this person and what are they offering me? And I do see a lot of creators that come to me and I'm like, you haven't reflected on how this relationship is even going to work.
But that's because of
the
misconception of just, it's like a shiny
definitely. I think a lot of people think that managers make influencers, and that's not our job at all. Like, you need to already be a creator, be doing something for you to come to management. Like, we don't just wave a magic wand. My dad always says, really randomly, my dad looks exactly like, have you met Effie?
No.
One of our talent, I'll show you the picture later. My dad and Effie are twins.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. The guy with glasses.
Yeah. Yes. They look exactly the same. Yeah. There's a great picture of them meeting at our birthday. Fantastic. But they look like twins. My dad's always like, oh, make me an influencer. Dad, you literally don't use your phone. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's no magic wand I can wave to create an influencer.
You have to already...
This is it. Because the thing is, you see this a lot with a lot of reality TV stars, and this is why like a lot of people don't have longevity after they come off the show, because you've gone from like 0 to 100,000 million followers. To be fair, not as many as anymore, but still, like you come off, you get a lot of followers, but you don't actually enjoy creating. Like, you don't enjoy creating. There's nothing that you're particularly excited to show. So there's no longevity in it, because then you're forcing yourself to post because you now feel like, it's my job, I've got to post stuff, so I get brand deals and then I get paid and blah, blah, blah. Whereas actually with creators, you start sharing something because you're really passionate about something, or you want to teach people something.
For whatever reason,
Whatever it is, like you want to entertain, or you just just showing up and just chatting shit, like whatever.
Me? Yeah.
But, yeah, I was gonna say. I was like trying not to look at you when I said
Opening
it.
the camera and talking rubbish. Me. Yes.
But that's the thing. But like you started it probably with no like real level of I'm gonna become.
No, I was bored.
I'm gonna go and meet Rihanna at the Fenty thing. You're not gonna do that.
I was bored in lockdown.
To be fair, who wasn't? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Some people turn to dance. Some people turn to whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're not starting it because you genuinely enjoy it, you're not going to enjoy it when you start making money. It's not like, suddenly I make money, so now I'm happy about it. It's like a job. You don't just randomly become happy about something because you're making money. Like you maybe be happier because you're making money, but you don't randomly enjoy your job now. So I think, I see that a lot where people assume that we make creators when actually no, like you need to want to do this whether you're making money or not. And then you'll probably make more money from it anyway.
And I think that's why it's good to know you don't need management after week 1 of creating. No. Like, as you said, it needs to be a reason. So obviously in my example, I'll share about me. I am signed to Shift. Yeah, love it. And for me...
It's because I was trying to not hit the microphone.
So for me, I just got to a point where I was doing my 9 to 5 and I couldn't manage the amount of emails, trying to be creative. And then also I felt like the places I wanted to go, I just couldn't go there on my own. I didn't have the connects, I didn't have the resources. It was just a mess. And also, I saw Shift about 52 years ago on a show where, what was
on
it?
Channel 4?
Yeah, was it like Love Island? What was it? After Love Island?
It was like Life After Love. Do you know what's mad? I haven't watched that show.
Oh, well, I
watched my section.
On there.
I watched my section to check I didn't say anything stupid because
Life After Love Island, they made it seem a bit serious and scary. And then they had a bit where, I can't remember who it was, maybe was it a Kenna?
Yeah.
Came to your agency and you just spoke very matter of fact, bit like you do.
I also spoke really quickly. When I watched it, I was like, I sound like I'm on ×2 speed at all times.
So from when I watched that, I thought, this girl means business. That's what I thought. And then I just followed Shift for all the years. And then obviously you literally said to me, before you sign to anyone, shop around. Because in my mind, I was like, I want to be with Shift, okay? I've decided. And you were like, yeah, cool, but have you spoken to anybody else?
I did. I told you to go and talk to other people.
And I was like, listen, obviously, do you know what I mean? I'm focusing on you, you know? But you was like, F that, basically. Go shop around, then we'll chat.
Yeah.
And anyway, so then it's all worked out, it's all amazing, and we all love it, and I'm having a great time. Yeah.
But did you pretend to talk to other people?
No.
Like, Chloe, I've spoken to some other agencies. Have me.
I went on some other agencies' Instagrams. Yeah, I did.
No, because I remember you were saying you were talking to a few, and I remember saying, those are actually good. Those are good agencies.
I was talking to a few, but my mind was set. Yeah. So I knew what I wanted to do. And that is the end of that. But since I've been doing this, I just realized there are just too many misconceptions with everything. And also, when you are a small creator, I think people don't even understand what you should be negotiating, right? Mm-hmm. You're signing deals. You're signing your life away. No, but perpetuity.
But do you know what's mad though is that as a creator, you're expected to be a creator, a lawyer, and an accountant, and like all these different things because you're getting sent legal contracts.
Heavy on the lawyer bit.
That generally have been put together by literally a legal team to the point where quite often the people that are sending the contracts from the agencies don't even understand it. Like when I go back and like negotiate the contract, they have to go back to their legal team to even check what I've said because they don't understand the terms I've used. But then they expect some random person that's never read a contract in their life to just randomly understand it and then sign it. Mm-hmm. So,
that's one of the things people need to talk about more, the legal aspect. Yeah. But let's circle back to actual Shift. Obviously, it's an amazing situation.
Thanks.
Oh, we've also should shout out that you were Forbes 30 under 30.
I was.
That's quite serious.
Thank you.
I'm really happy about that.
It was. That was on my what's that thing? Vision board.
Vision board.
There we go.
That thing.
It was.
That is very sick.
The other things on my vision board. Not so much, but
that go back and find it and have a little read. But let's talk about you starting Shift in obviously 3.5 years we're now in.
Yeah, back April 2021.
Yeah, 3.5 years. So talk to me about some of what have been the challenges, what's been difficult about starting it.
So I think like business wise, when I started, I think I was aware of my values, but as a business, but I do think. And I feel like all business owners would probably say this, that it takes you a while to fully realize what the values and the what's the word? No, values is the word I'm looking for. What you stand for, essentially. And I think when I first started signing creators, I signed people, and it's not that I signed them knowing that they weren't aligned with what I wanted to do long term. I signed them and then I announced people too quickly, where after a few months I was like, actually, these people don't work for the what
they don't
I'm trying
align
to build.
with.
It's not that they're bad creators, not that they're bad people. just in terms of what I want Shift to stand for, these people won't make sense long term. So within the first like year of business, we had to drop people where it's quite hard. It's like hard to drop. It's like firing someone, but it's a weirder conversation.
A bit more emotional, maybe, I feel like.
It is. It's a lot because like, especially some of these people I had like good relationships with, and it feels like you're dumping someone. Yeah. But it's not like it's a business, and look, we're still cool, but like it doesn't make sense for you to be signed to us. And actually maybe it's that we're not the right people for you. So that was quite difficult in the first year, like really figuring out what it is that we stand for. However, I think from that first year onwards, we've stuck to what we stand for. So it's very much people are a good influence. So I think there's so much negativity on social media. I don't really want to add to it. So like I want to sign people that if I had kids, I'd be happy
for them to watch,
be following. Exactly. People that are good influence, people that are like just nice people. I've worked with people who just really aren't nice to work with. And I think how many hours I put into this job, you don't want to work with people who don't like have some level of respect for you, and like how much like your time, and actually the fact that you're also a human being like outside of your 9-to-5 job. So they have to be nice people. I also think I worked for agencies where they were so much more focused on money than they were of their team, that I ended up managing people who were really horrible to me, but they were making enough money for the business that like doesn't really matter. Cared. And like I refuse to ever do that. Like if people are being horrible to my team,
see you later.
You're gone. Like I don't care how much money you're making us, you're gone.